My wife said she was working late every night. Then I found her secret apartment the first time my wife came home after midnight. I didn't think anything of it. She worked in corporate marketing. Her company had been preparing for a major product launch, and she'd been telling me for weeks that everyone was working ridiculous hours. So when I heard the front door open at 12:47 in the morning, I looked up from the couch and smiled. "You're finally home." Claire dropped her purse beside the door. "I'm exhausted." She walked over and kissed me. I noticed the smell immediately. Perfume, not hers, something sweet and expensive. I didn't say anything. "How was work?" "Terrible." She sat beside me. "The client changed everything at the last minute." I nodded. Then she leaned against me. "I love you. I love you too." That was the first lie, not mine, hers. At least that's what I would eventually discover. At the time, I believed her. We had been married for 7 years. 7 years. You don't expect the person you've built your life with to suddenly become a stranger. But over the next few months, Claire changed. She started working late constantly. Monday night, Tuesday night, sometimes weekends. Her phone became attached to her hand. If I walked into the room while she was texting, she'd immediately lock the screen. She started taking calls outside. She bought new clothes. She changed her hairstyle. She started going to a gym she had never mentioned before. I noticed everything, but I said nothing. Because every time I felt suspicious, I told myself the same thing. Don't become paranoid. Don't become one of those husbands who thinks every late night means cheating. Trust her. So I trusted her. Until the night she forgot to lie. It was a Thursday. She was in the shower. Her phone was on the dining table. I wasn't looking through it. I swear I wasn't. A message appeared. "Daniel, I wish you were still here." I stared at the screen. Daniel. I knew Daniel. He worked with Claire. I'd met him at a company party. He had been friendly. Maybe too friendly. Another message appeared. "Daniel, tomorrow night can't come soon enough." I felt my stomach drop. I picked up the phone. I didn't unlock it. I didn't need to. The previews were enough. When Claire came downstairs, she saw the phone in my hand. Her expression changed instantly. "Who is Daniel?" She stopped. "What Daniel?" She stared at me. "He's my coworker, I know." "Then why is he texting you like that?" She reached for the phone. "Give me that." I didn't move. "Answer me." She grabbed it. "It's nothing." Nothing doesn't usually say "I wish you were still here." She started crying. I thought that meant she was guilty, but she said something I didn't expect. I can explain. Those 4 words are dangerous in a marriage, because once someone says them, you know there's something to explain. I sat down, then explained. She told me Daniel had feelings for her, but she claimed she had never encouraged him. I asked why she had never told me. She said she was afraid I'd misunderstand. I almost laughed. I'd misunderstood plenty, but I didn't know the worst part yet. The next morning, Claire went to work. I checked our shared bank account. There was a monthly charge I didn't recognize. It was an apartment rental. I stared at the transaction. The charge had been appearing every month for 14 months. I searched the address. It was 20 minutes from our house. I asked Claire about it that evening. She became defensive. "It's a work apartment." "A work apartment? Sometimes I finish late. You never told me. I was going to. For 14 months. She didn't answer. I asked where it was. She refused. I knew then that something was wrong. The next day, I drove there. I didn't enter. I simply parked across the street. For an hour, nothing happened. Then Claire arrived. She got out of her car. 10 minutes later, Daniel arrived. They walked into the building together. I didn't need any more proof. I drove home. That night, Claire came through the door. She looked at me. I didn't speak. Neither did she. Finally, she whispered, "You know." I nodded. "How long?" 8 months. 8 months. I repeated it because somehow saying it made it real. She cried. I asked if she loved him. She said she didn't know. I asked why she'd stayed married to me. She said she was scared. Of what? Losing everything. That answer changed something inside me. She wasn't afraid of losing me. She was afraid of losing her lifestyle. I slept in the guest room. The next morning, I started looking for a lawyer. But before I could do anything, Daniel called me. I almost hung up. "Please don't." I paused. "Don't what?" "Don't assume you know everything." I laughed. "I know you're sleeping with my wife." He went silent. Then he said, "She told me your marriage was over." I stopped laughing. "What?" "She told me you had agreed to separate." "That's not true." "I know. How?" "Because I found something. We met at a coffee shop." Daniel looked terrible. He placed his phone on the table. "I have messages." He showed me hundreds. Claire had told him we were separated. She had told him I was emotionally abusive. She had told him I refused to sign divorce papers. She had told him she was only staying with me because she was afraid of me. I felt sick. I asked Daniel why he believed her, because I loved her. Then he looked down. "I don't anymore." I asked him about the apartment. He said Claire had rented it before their affair started. Why? He didn't know. That bothered me. The apartment existed before Daniel. So I asked him another question. Who else had been there? He didn't know. We decided to go there together. Daniel had a key. When we entered, I expected to see evidence of an affair. Instead, I saw boxes. Dozens of them, clothes, photographs, documents, a child's toys, a passport, a second phone. I looked at Daniel. "What is this?" He shook his head. "I don't know." Then I found a photograph. Claire was standing beside another woman. They were smiling. On the back was a name, Rebecca. I had never heard of Rebecca. Daniel hadn't either. Then I found several bank transfers. Claire had been sending money to Rebecca. Thousands of dollars every month. I felt confused. Was Rebecca another affair? We called Claire. "Who is Rebecca?" She didn't answer. I called again. Nothing. Then I sent her a photograph of the box. She called immediately. "Don't touch anything." "Why? Just leave it alone." "Who is Rebecca?" Silence. Then she said, "My sister." I stared at the phone. "Your sister?" "I don't have a sister." "You do?" She started crying. "Her name is Rebecca. She's my half-sister." The story came out slowly. Claire's father father had left another woman before Claire was born. That woman had a daughter, Rebecca. Claire discovered her existence years later. They became close. But Rebecca was struggling financially. Claire secretly supported her. The apartment belonged to Rebecca. Claire had rented it under her own name because Rebecca couldn't qualify for the lease. The boxes were Rebecca's. The second phone was hers, but Daniel was still involved. Claire admitted the affair. She admitted the lies. She admitted she'd been using the apartment to meet Daniel. The apartment had started as something innocent. Then it became their secret meeting place. I asked why she hadn't told me about Rebecca. She said she was embarrassed. She thought I'd judge her. I told her, "You didn't give me a chance to decide." That's what hurt. Not the sister, not the money, not even Daniel. The fact that she had decided I couldn't be trusted with the truth. We separated. The divorce process lasted months. Daniel and Claire ended their relationship. Rebecca eventually moved to another city. I met her once. She apologized. I told her she had nothing to apologize for. She hadn't betrayed me. Claire had. The strangest part was that after everything was over, Claire finally started being honest. She admitted she had been unhappy. She admitted she had wanted something different. She admitted she had been too afraid to leave. I asked her why she didn't simply tell me. She said she was afraid of hurting me. I told her the truth. You didn't avoid hurting me. You just delayed it. And by delaying it, you made it worse. Our divorce was finalized a year later. I moved into a smaller apartment. Claire moved somewhere else. We rarely spoke except about practical matters. One day, she sent me a message. It said, "I'm sorry I made you question your own instinct." I stared at it for a long time. That was the part that stayed with me. Because during those 14 months, I had constantly questioned myself. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was being insecure. But my instincts weren't the problem. The problem was that someone I trusted was giving me reasons not to trust them. I eventually realized that cheating isn't always the thing that destroys a relationship. Sometimes it's the life built around the cheating, the secret apartment, the fake work meetings, the deleted messages, the fake explanation, the stories told to other people. The lies become so numerous that eventually the relationship isn't based on reality anymore. Claire didn't just have an affair. She created another version of her life, and I was the last person to find out I wasn't living in it.
Like and subscribe for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.